everybody, Rose here, and today we are going to make these. Just made it. What you're going to need for this project is we're going to need a couple shades of yarn. I'm still using this Ombre by Red Heart. I got it at the thrift store somewhere along the way, and it is in the color Jazzy. And this is also Red Heart Super Saver, and I believe it's a soft white. You'll need that. And H hook, 5.0 millimeter. Your scissors, tapestry. I didn't realize I had all blue. And then a stitch marker in case you need to mark your stitches. So go ahead and get all your supplies. And you'll also need those heart appliques if you want to add them to your pot holder. Okay? Oh, last thing. You need some glue. I got this at Joann's, and it is the Aleene's Fabric Fusion. It is for garments. You know, you got to let it dry for about 2 to 4 hours, but it is washable after 48 hours. So I just got the little one because I didn't know if it was going to dry out. But yeah, go ahead and get some of that. You could even, use hot glue if you wanted, or any other glue, because these are just going to be decorative. But if you wanted to make this a functional pot holder, all you need to do is just change it to cotton. And then, because it's pretty gushy and thick, so it'll make a great pot holder if it's made in cotton. All right, so go get your supplies, and I will meet you right back here. All right, so how we're going to do this is we're going to start with the slip knot. And we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are going to find our first chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to slip stitch to join and make a circle. And I'm just going to grab this top loop, and I'm going to join with that. And we created a little circle. Now let's chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Just working my fingers into that hole so I can find it when I need it. This chain 3 will count as a double crochet in this pattern. Now let's do another double crochet into our little circle here. So yarn over, go into your circle, grab your yarn, pull up. We've got the 3 loops. We're going to yarn over. We're going to go through 2. We're going to yarn over and go through 2. There's our 2 double crochets. Let's chain 2. And we're going to repeat that. We're going to do it 5 more times. So let's yarn over. We're going to pull up. And if you need to, because your stitch is rolling over, that happens, we're just going to roll it back a little bit. We've got our 3 loops. We're going to yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go through 2. Let's do another double crochet. Be 1, 2, yarn over, 1, 2. And we're going to chain 2. All right, so we have 2 of these sets here. So let's do 4 more, all in this little circle. 2 double crochets, chain 2. 2 double crochets, chain 2. And we want a total of 6. And I will meet you when we get to the end of this. And if you get crowded like this, just pull your stitches. Just pull them down to the side. Okay, I'm on my last set here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 2. And we're going to join to the top of this chain 3. So an easy way to find that is, here's your double crochet, here's the top of that stitch. The loop right next to it is going to be the top of your chain 3. Once you identify this one, you just go to the very next one. And I'm just going to grab one loop and I'm going to join with that. And that is round 1. We have 6 of those little petal things. Now for round 2, we're going to slip stitch 2 times to get into this hole here. So there is 1, and now I'm in my circle with 2. Chain 3. So we have our chain 3. We're going to put another double crochet in this space. We're going to chain 2. And in that same space, I'm going to move those over. I'm going to put 2 more double crochets. 1 and 2. Now I'm going to find my next chain 2 space and I'm going to repeat that. So we're going to yarn over, go in there and do 2 double crochets. That's 1. There's 2. I'm going to chain 2 and put 2 more double crochets. There's 1, 2. So we're going to repeat that in each one. We're going to do these shells. So that's 1 of them, 2 of them, and we'll do it in each of those. And then I'll meet you at the back to show you how to join. 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. According to my water bottle, it should be 12 o'clock and it's 4:30. So I need to gulp down some water. Here we are. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of my little sets. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to pull this apart and I'm going to pull up to that one and then I'm going to go into that one right there. And I'm going to join. And that's how we're going to be joining each round. It'll always be to the top of that chain 3. So let's go on to round 3. So there's that one. Slip stitch over to your chain 2 space. Okay. And now for round 3, we're going to chain 3. All right, so we slip stitched over. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put 2 more double crochets in here. So yarn over, go in there, you have 3 loops. 1, 2, 1, 2. And let's put 1 more in there. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And now in this next space, and in each of these spaces, like this was in between, and this is where we made the shell. This was in between, and this is a shell. We're going to be doing this. We're going to put 3 double crochets, chain 3. So let's move on to our next space. And since this is kind of tall, I'm going to just put my finger on here to keep control of this. And I'm going to yarn over. And I'm going to go into that next space. And I'm going to do a double crochet. There's 1. Yarn over. Go back in there and do 2 more double crochets. We're going to chain 3. Now here's that chain 2 space, and we're going to put 3 double crochets in there. Again, I'm going to just hold this. Otherwise, this whole stitch is going to just like roll on top of me. So I'm going to just hold that, yarn over, and we're going to do 3 double crochets. There is 2 and 3. All right, chain 3. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. Let's do one more together. Just hold your finger on that, and then you can yarn over, and then finish your double crochet 3. And I'm going to chain 3, and I will meet you at the end of this round. Okay, here we are back around. And I'm going to join at the top of my chain 3. Slip stitch, and again I'm going to slip stitch into over these 2 and into this space. We're starting round 4. So let's chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in this space we're going to add 3 more double crochets for a total of 4 double crochets. So go ahead and yarn over, go in there and do, that's 2, that's 3, and there's 4. And we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. And in each of these spaces, that's all we're doing. We're going to put 4 double crochets followed by a chain 2. So let's do one more together. Yarn over, and there's 1, 2. Yarn over, 1, 2. And that was 1. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. And then we're going to chain 2. Okay, so go ahead and do that. 4 double crochets followed by a chain 2 all the way around, and I will meet you at our join. Okay, back. And then I'm going to slip stitch to join it at the top of that chain 3. Okay. And let's do one more row. So I'm going to slip stitch over to my next space. And chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then in this one, we're going to put 4 more double crochets for a total of 5 double crochets. So again, yarn over, go in your loop, and we're going to go through 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and we're going to do that 2 more times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's 5 with a chain 2. Guess what? That's our repeat. We're going to go into that next space. I'm going to hold that. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to put 5 double crochets, chain 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 2. Okay, so I will just let you carry on. Just put 5 double crochets in each of our spaces here, all the way around, with a chain 2 in between. And I will catch you at the other end. Okay. Put some heat on that. And let's join it to the top of our chain 3. Okay. And I like this size, and so I think I'm going to stop, but you could easily do more rounds if you wanted. But for this project, I think the 5 looks good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to just chain 1 and just do our finger length and snippity-doo-dah. Okay. So I'm going to weave in my ends real quick, and then we will get started on the back portion. And if you're familiar with the what I call the traditional increase, we're going to fly right through it. You're welcome to do the same color, but like on this one, I kind of like it peeping through. So I'm going to go get my second color, and I think it's going to be this cream today. And here we go. We're going to start magic circle. And you can do yours as you wish. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we did our chain 1 to lock it. Let's go ahead and do another chain. So we have a chain 2. We just want that for height. So let's put in our circle 14 double crochets. So just a quick recap on that is a yarn over, come into our circle, grab our yarn and pull it up. Should have 3 loops. We're going to yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. So that is our first double crochet. So if you'd like, you can go ahead and mark that one. Okay, that's 1. And we're just going to put 13 more double crochets in this circle. I'll meet you back when we get down to the end. 1 more to squeeze in here. There's 14. So we're going to find, you can count back. We're going to join to that first double crochet. Remember that chain 2 was just for height. I'm going to slip stitch that. And I'm going to pull my little tail. And that is what we got going. This is all done in double crochet, so I'm not going to dawdle too long on it. Let's go ahead and get a chain 2 for height, and in each one of these stitches we're going to put 2 double crochets in each. So we had 14. We're going to end up with 8. That's new math. We're going to have 28 at the end of this one. So we did a chain 2 right there. Let's go ahead and put 2 more in there. Okay, there's 1 and 2. Okay, feel free to mark your spaces if you need to. And let's just put 2 double crochets in each stitch. And then I'll meet you at the end with 28 double crochets. I've got 28. I'm going to ignore that slip stitch. It won't matter for this pattern. And I'm going to skip that chain 2, and I'm going to find my first double crochet, and I'm going to be joining to that. a slip stitch, and then a chain 2. Round 2. Round 3, I'm going to go from 28 to 42. And the way that is going to look is we're going to put 2 double crochets in this first stitch, right where we joined. So there's 1, 2, and in the very next stitch, we're going to put 1 double crochet. So I am going to count that as, it's a 2-stitch set. So I'm going to do an increase followed by 1 double crochet. It'll be 2 double crochets followed by 1 double crochet. 2 double crochets, 1 double crochets. Okay. So that is 1 set. And I'm going to do an increase followed by 1 double crochet. Okay. An increase in the next stitch followed by 1 double crochet. So go ahead and carry on all the way around. An increase followed by 1 double crochet, and I'll meet you at the end. 142. All right, I have 42 stitches. I'm going to be counting my stitches at the end of each row just to double check. And I'm going to skip that chain 2. And I'm going to find my first double crochet and join. All right, chain 2. This next round 4, we're going to go from 42 to 56. So in that place that we joined, we're going to do 2 double crochets. Also known as an increase. And in these next 2 stitches, we're going to put 1 double crochet. So yarn over, go into that next one. Then we're going to go into this next one and do 1 double crochet. I've said this in previous videos, but that would be 1 block. An increase followed by 1 double crochet, followed by 1 double crochet, and then it repeats. So we're going to do an increase followed by 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, increase, double crochet, and double crochet. And then we're going to do that all the way around. So there's an increase followed by 1 double crochet and 1 more double crochet into the next stitch. So we've done 2 blocks. Okay. So just carry on, and I'll meet you at the end of this row with 56 double crochets. Let's join at the top of this first double crochet and ignore that chain 2. We're going to chain 2. Okay, so now we have 56 double crochets, and in this last row we are going to do something a little different. We're going to go from 56 to 72. Now, your math radar is going off. 14 times 5 is not 72, it's 70. So we're going to add a miscellaneous 2 stitches to get to 72. I'm going to start it with an increase. So let's put 2 double crochets into this first stitch. So there's 1 and 2. Followed by 3 double crochets. Okay, so that is technically number 3. Next one is 4, and in this last one will be 5. Okay, but just to keep it interesting, I'm going to go ahead and do an increase right there in that 5th stitch. You can randomly put it wherever you want. It's just 2 little stitches. It's not going to really mess up what you have. I just want to get mine going. So we have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to start the block. We're going to do an increase into this next stitch. So that is 1 and 2, followed by 3 double crochets. There is 1, next stitch, 2, and in this last stitch, 3. So just take a moment to see your pattern. Since I did my increase up here, when I get somewhere down here, kind of diagonal, I'm going to go ahead and add my second one. You can add it wherever you want. But I just like to kind of keep mine kind of across the world, if you will. Okay. So that's how the block is going to look. So let's go to the next section and do an increase. So that's 1 and 2, followed by 3 double crochets. And so when I get about halfway down, I'll meet back up with you, and we'll get that extra increase in there. So just do an increase, followed by 3 double crochets. And I'll see you at about halfway point. All right, back here. Pull you out a little bit. Yeah, so I feel like I'm about halfway down. And I just did an increase followed by 3. So on this last one, on that 5th or 3rd double crochet, I'm going to go ahead and add 1 more in there. Now I've got my 2 extra double crochets that I want. And now I'm just going to carry back on and do my next block, which is an increase followed by 3 double crochets. And then I'll meet you back up here. I always feel better when I get those extra stitches done. 71 and 72. When I got about right here, I stopped and counted. That's why I knew where I was. Okay, let's get that first double crochet and join it. I'm just going to chain 1 just so I don't have to worry. There it is. Now, what we're going to do, you can even do, cut it and get a different color and to sew it together. But how we're going to do it is, and this is our front side. It's our pretty side. I'm going to flip it over. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this tail too. And we're going to put the back sides together like a sandwich. I don't know if I pushed the wrong button, so let me back up here and make sure you guys are with me. All right, so we joined at the top of that first double crochet. I'm going to go ahead and chain 1, and I'm going to go back into there, and then I'm going to pick up it's really going to be my front piece, and I'm just going to go straight into that chain 2 space, and we're going to do a single crochet. So grab your yarn, pull it through, got our 2 loops, we're going to yarn over, and now we're joined. So this is the way this is going to look. That was our chain 2 space. We're going to line up these 5 double crochets, and we're going to be doing a single crochet through, and in this chain 2 space we're only going to put 1 single crochet. So let's get going. We're going to identify our next double crochet. Now this is backwards, so it looks really weird. So just roll it over and find your top of your double crochet. And we're going to single crochet those together. Okay. I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to fold it down a little bit. And then I'm going to push them together. And then I'm going to go through the next one. Single crochet. Just take your time. Go into the next one. Single crochet. That would have been the third one. Go into this next one. Single crochet. And into this last one. Single crochet. Now we're at that chain 2 space. So I'm just going to go into my next stitch here, and I can feel it going right into that hole, and I'm going to pull it up and do a single crochet. So we've done 5 single crochets and then a 1 single crochet into our chain 2 space. I mean, we started with that one, but I'm just saying in the regular, now that we're into these double crochets, it's going to be 5 and 1. So this is how I'm going to count it. I'm going to get these, I'm going to bend them back toward me. Okay, and I'm just going to lightly hold it. I'm going to count to 5. Okay, so this will be 1. Move down a little bit. 2. Next one. 3. Next one. 4. And last one. 5. Now I'm in my space. So I counted to 5, and now I'm just going to go straight in there and say space. That way I know I finished one of these. 5 space, 5 space. I have to play little games with myself so I don't lose track of where I am. But this is, it's a lot more difficult when you're doing the back and then here's the front, because these stitches lay funny. But we're just going to take it nice and slow. Just going to bend them back toward us. I'm going to lightly get them to be together. I'm not pressing very hard at all. And I'm going to count to 5 again. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And now this one is going to be my space. Okay, goes in my space. And if for some reason something gets missed and your 5th one ends up in the space, just grab one of these stitches up here and make your 5, and then still do your space, so that we still end up with 72 stitches. We want all these stitches up here to get a partner. All right, that was my space. Again, I'm going to fold it toward me a little bit and try to get them to line up a little bit. And I'm counting to 5 again. So there's 1, go just a smidge faster. 2, 3, 4, 5. Space. Okay, so just keep doing this all the way around, and we should still have our 72. Fold it, lay it, lightly hold it. And I'm just going to continue to count my 5 and space, 5 space, and I will meet you guys at the end. I'll show you how we make our little hanger. And I just want to point out, as you're going, usually a mistake is going to happen once you do your space and you're about to start your 5 again. So if you need to, just pull it and then find your first one. It's not the biggest deal, because like I said, you can add them in these spaces. But I just wanted to bring that to your attention. And 5. We started in that chain 2 space, so I ended with my 5 double crochets. And now I'm going to find my first single crochet. There's 2 lines right there. And I'm going to join with a slip stitch. And now I want to make a little baby hanger. So I'm going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to go right back where I joined, and I'm going to join right back in there with a slip stitch. Push it down, and I'm going to chain 1. Finger cut off. There we go. This is so gushy, comfy. Really like it. All right, so now this is where we're gonna have some fun. Grab your hearts. Let's see. And I've got that assortment of colors. And I just want to reiterate that this is just decorative. It's going to just be hanging up on my wall. No, I want 4. I want 4. Isn't that funny? These are all the same, but it's like, there's some you just like, I like that one better. Yeah, I think I like that. I didn't know how I was going to do it until just now with you as you're doing yours. I didn't want to know. Okay, I think that's the way I'm going to do it. And the other option, before I glue this down, is that's why I wanted right side up, because on this one, we could do that. Well, not that one. We could do it also. That way you have interchangeable, you know, hearts. And you could even do all same color if you want. And that way you kind of like can change it up. I designed it that way because I may in February just want to flip it over and have something a little bit different. So that's just an option. So let's go ahead and glue these down. And we're going to use this. Get our Aleene's. Oops. And I think that is going to work for me. So I'm just going to grab it, and we could probably even hot glue these, but I just didn't want to mess with that. Well, maybe I should. Here we go. There. I'm just going to go around the edge. All right. I better be hoping that's the way I want it. I bet this doesn't take as much glue as I think. Okay, I got it lined up with my hook. And I'm going to do that at an angle. I hope we're crafting together right now. Doing our crochet together. You didn't know how yours was going to turn out, and neither did I. Hey, hey. All right. What do you guys think? How did yours turn out? I mean, even without the hearts, this thing is, I think, really cool. You know, and like I said in the intro, you could easily do this with cotton, and it would just be so nice. But I'm a weirdo. I liked I like my pot holders hanging up on the wall. Okay, love it. I like it a lot better than I thought. So, I hope yours turned out well. I wish there was a way you could post. Well, I guess you can on my Instagram if you click over onto my Instagram. You can post your pictures there, because I don't know if you can do it on YouTube or not. But I would love to see it. I think I've said that before. I'd love to see anything you're working on. You know, we can inspire each other to make new things. And I guess that is it. So, you guys, Valentine's Day, decorative pot holder. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.